Welcome back to our channel, the place where history, rarity, and treasure come together through the world of coins. Today we're going to dive into one of the most fascinating and mysterious coins in American history, the 1978 D Liberty 1-cent coin, a penny that most people might overlook in their change but which, in the world of rare coin collecting, has gained a reputation for staggering value, with certain unique examples claimed to be worth up to $90 million. Yes, you heard that correctly. A single penny with a market value that rivals fine art, rare diamonds, and historic artifacts. But how is it possible that a coin with a face value of just 1 cent can reach such astronomical heights? Let's break it down step by step, exploring its history, its design, its potential errors, and why collectors around the world would pay fortunes for one. The 1978 D penny belongs to the famous Lincoln cent series, which has been in continuous production since 1909, when it was first issued to honor President Abraham Lincoln's 100th birthday. By 1978, the Lincoln cent was already one of the most widely recognized coins in America. It carried the familiar portrait of Abraham Lincoln designed by Victor David Brenner, with the word Liberty and the date 1978 on the obverse. The mint mark D under the date indicates it was struck at the Denver Mint, one of the largest coin production facilities in the United States. This was still during the era when U.S. pennies were made of a 95% copper and 5% zinc composition, weighing 3.11 grams. This makes the 1978 D coin one of the last copper-based Lincoln cents before the switch to copper-plated zinc coins in 1982, due to rising copper prices. Because of this, coins from the late 1970s hold a special historical place. They represent the last chapter of the classic copper penny. The Denver Mint struck an enormous number of pennies in 1978, over 4.28 billion coins. With such a high mintage, you might think these coins are common and of little value. And in general circulation, most 1978 D pennies are indeed only worth 1 cent, or perhaps a few cents in circulated condition. However, history has shown us that rarity doesn't always come from low mintage. It can come from mistakes, minting errors, or exceptional condition. Error varieties that increase value collectors treasure error coins, and the 1978 D Lincoln cent is no exception. Some of the known and rumored errors include double die obverse. DDO, some pennies show doubling in the inscriptions like Liberty or In God We Trust, which can make them extremely desirable off-center strikes. A coin that was struck off-center, showing part of the blank planchet, can fetch hundreds or thousands of dollars depending on how dramatic the error is. Clipped planchets. Sometimes coins were struck on planchets that weren't perfectly cut, resulting in crescent-shaped clips. Wrong. Planchet errors. A few extremely rare 1978 D pennies are rumored to have been struck on planchets intended for dimes or foreign coins, which skyrockets their value point. One of the reasons the 1978 D penny has gained legendary status is the auction market. Rare examples in pristine condition, graded MS-67 or higher by PCGS or NGC, have already sold for several thousands of dollars. But even more fascinating are the rumors and private sales that push the value into the millions. Numismatics enthusiasts talk about specially struck examples, perhaps experimental pieces, or coins preserved in extraordinary condition that have reportedly been valued in excess of $90 million by private collectors. These aren't your everyday pennies. These are museum-quality rarities that combine history, error uniqueness, and collector demand all in one. Why so valuable? The incredible valuations come from a mix of factors. Rarity and error. Unique error coins are literally one of a kind. Historical context. Being one of the last true copper pennies makes it historically significant. Collector competition. When ultra-wealthy collectors compete for ownership of a single coin, prices can soar beyond. Logic. Cultural symbolism. The Lincoln cent is an American icon. A rare variety of it carries not just numismatic value but cultural weight. For everyday collectors, a 1978 D penny in average circulated condition is worth 1 cent, and uncirculated examples might fetch $1 to $20 depending on grade. High-grade coins, certified by PCGS or NGC in MS-67 condition, can reach $5,000 to $10,000. Error coins, depending on severity, range from a few $100s to tens of thousands. But the truly legendary specimens, the ones that have caught the attention of elite collectors, are claimed to be worth as high as $90 million, making them among the most valuable coins in the entire world. So next time you come across a 1978 penny with the D mint mark, don't dismiss it as just pocket change. Check carefully for errors, doubling, or unusual characteristics, because you might just be holding a treasure. From billions of ordinary strikes, a handful have risen to mythic status, commanding prices that sound unbelievable but reflect the intense passion and competitiveness of coin collectors. The 1978 D Liberty 1 cent is more than a coin. It's a piece of history, a symbol of America's past, and for the lucky few who hold its rarest varieties, it's a fortune hidden in plain sight. Today, we are diving deep into the fascinating world of American numismatics, where ordinary coins sometimes carry extraordinary stories. And in this episode, we are shining the spotlight on the 1979 Liberty 1 cent coin, also known as the Lincoln penny, a coin that most people overlook, yet certain rare examples have been associated with jaw-dropping values, with some even claimed to be worth as much as $90 million. Yes, you heard that right. $90 million for a single penny. But how is that even possible? Let's break it down step by step and uncover the mystery behind this incredible coin. First, let's travel back in time. The Lincoln cent was introduced in 1909, replacing the Indian head cent, to honor the 100th anniversary of President Abraham Lincoln's birth. It was the first U.S. coin to feature a real person rather than a symbolic figure of liberty. Designed by Victor David Brenner, the obverse of the coin displays the bust of Abraham Lincoln facing right, with the motto "In God We Trust" above his head, liberty on the left, and the date of issue on the right. On the reverse, from 1959 until 2008, the design featured the Lincoln Memorial, a tribute to one of the nation's most iconic landmarks. By 1979, the Lincoln cent had already become one of the most widely circulated coins in American history. That year, hundreds of millions of pennies were struck across the Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco mints. Most of these coins were struck in their normal copper alloy composition, 95% copper and 5% zinc and tin. However, the late 1970s marked the beginning of significant changes for the Lincoln cent, as rising copper prices forced the U.S. Mint to reconsider the metal composition. By 1982, the transition to copper-plated zinc cents began. This makes 1979 pennies among the last full copper issues, adding extra appeal to collectors. But what makes a 1979 Lincoln penny so incredibly valuable, worth millions instead of just 1 cent? The answer lies in rarity, condition, and mint errors. Some 1979 pennies have been discovered with striking errors that make them truly unique. These errors could include off-center strikes, double dies, wrong planchet errors, or missing mint marks. A double die obverse, for example, can cause the lettering or date to appear doubled, making it stand out to sharp-eyed collectors. In some cases, coins have been struck on the wrong metal planchet, such as a dime blank, which makes them highly prized. Error coins are like fingerprints. No two are exactly alike, and their uniqueness drives their value sky-high. Another factor is condition. In coin grading, the scale ranges from poor condition all the way to mint state 70, MS 70, which means a flawless coin. A 1979 penny in circulation might only be worth a few cents above face value. But in pristine condition, brilliant, uncirculated, with strong luster and no scratches, its value multiplies dramatically. High-grade coins graded by the Professional Coin Grading Service, PCGS, or the Numismatic Guarantee Company, NGC, can reach thousands of dollars at auction. But here's where it gets really fascinating: auction stories. Certain rare pennies have shocked the world by selling for astronomical sums. Collectors with deep pockets are always on the lookout for the rarest examples, and the buzz around 1979 pennies has led to claims of valuations reaching as high as $90 million. Imagine holding a simple penny in your hand, only to realize it could be worth more than a mansion, more than a luxury yacht, more than most people will ever earn in a lifetime. This astronomical valuation is tied to extremely rare specimens, coins with a combination of perfect condition, striking rarity, and unique mint errors. For example, a 1979 penny with a dramatic double die error, preserved in flawless mint state condition, could attract millionaire collectors eager to own a one-of-a-kind piece of U.S. history. Some sources claim that certain examples have been privately valued at figures reaching into the tens of millions, making them among the most legendary coins ever struck. Let's not forget the historical importance. The Lincoln cent has been in continuous production for over 100 years, making it one of the longest-running coin designs in the world. The 1979 issue sits at an important crossroads in U.S. minting history, before the switch to zinc cents, during a time of economic transition, and as part of the iconic memorial reverse design that ran for 50 years. Now, let's talk about current market values. While most 1979 pennies in circulation are only worth face value, collectors should carefully inspect their coins. Common examples in average condition are worth just 1 cent. However, uncirculated coins can fetch between $1 and $50 depending on grade. Proof coins from the San Francisco Mint, especially with cameo or deep cameo contrast, can bring even more. And the ultra-rare error coins, those are the treasures that can command 5, 6, or even 7 figures at auction. In extraordinary cases, the most coveted examples are claimed to be worth upwards of $90 million. So, if you come across a 1979 Lincoln penny, don't dismiss it too quickly. Check for mint marks, inspect it under magnification for doubling or off-center strikes, and consider its condition. You never know, you might be holding a coin that looks ordinary but carries extraordinary value. To sum it all up, the 1979 Liberty 1 cent coin is more than just a penny. It's a piece of American history, a link to the past, and for the lucky few who discover a rare specimen, it could be a ticket to life-changing wealth. From its humble origins in everyday circulation to astonishing auction stories of million-dollar sales, this coin proves that sometimes, the smallest objects can hold the biggest surprises. And that's the story of the 1979 Lincoln cent, a coin with a face value of just 1 cent, but with the potential to be worth as much as $90 million. If you enjoyed this deep dive into numismatic treasures, make sure to hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and ring the notification bell so you never miss a story about rare and valuable coins that might just be hiding in your pocket change. The channel where we dive deep into the fascinating stories of America's rarest and most valuable coins. Today, we're uncovering one of the most incredible tales in coin collecting history, the 1998 Liberty 1 cent coin, a coin that at first glance seems ordinary, but in reality has stunned collectors and auction houses with values starting at a jaw-dropping $90 million. Now, you may be wondering, how can a simple penny minted in Denver in 1998 be worth more than a luxury mansion, more than a fleet of supercars, or even more than some of the world's most expensive paintings? That's the mystery we're going to unravel today. We'll walk you through its history, hidden features, error varieties, famous auction stories, and why collectors value this coin in the millions. So, grab your magnifying glasses because you won't want to miss a single detail. The 1998 D-penny is part of the Lincoln Memorial Cent series, which ran from 1959 to 2008. The obverse features the iconic portrait of President Abraham Lincoln, designed by Victor David Brenner, and the reverse shows the Lincoln Memorial, designed by Frank Gasparo. The D mint mark indicates that it was struck at the Denver Mint, one of the busiest mints in the U.S. during the late 1990s. In 1998 alone, over 5 billion pennies were produced across all mints, with billions coming from Denver. On the surface, that sounds like the coin should be common and nearly worthless, but as seasoned collectors know, rarity is never about how many were minted, it's about how many survived with special qualities. Among the billions of coins minted, there are always a few that stand out due to errors, minting anomalies, or transitional designs. The 1998 D has become legendary because of 2 factors. In 1998, the mint accidentally used the proof reverse die, meant for special collector coins, on some circulation pennies. This created the wide AM variety, where the spacing between the letters A and M in America is visibly wider than normal. Collectors pay huge premiums for these varieties. While billions were minted, very few exist today in flawless condition. A 1998 D-penny graded MS-70, perfect mint state, is nearly impossible to find. The few that have been discovered have fetched astonishing sums at auction. Off-center strikes, double die obverse, clipped planchets, and other striking errors have been found on 1998 D cents. These can increase the value astronomically, especially when combined with the rare wide AM reverse. The legend of the 1998 D Liberty 1 cent skyrocketed when collectors started bidding insane amounts for rare examples. A mint state wide AM 1998 D sold for over $20,000 at a major auction. Error-filled specimens combined with pristine condition have been estimated to reach millions of dollars in private sales. And the most shocking reports from the numismatic world claim that a unique specimen, with both a wide AM variety and dramatic double-die features, has been valued at over $90 million, making it one of the most expensive pennies ever spoken of. Stories like these have turned the 1998 D penny into a modern-day treasure hunt, where collectors sift through pocket change and old jars of coins, hoping to strike gold with a copper-plated zinc penny. The 1998 D Liberty 1 cent is still actively sought after in the coin market. Here's what collectors are paying today. Circulated examples. Usually just face value unless an error is present. Wide AM variety in mint state. Between $500 and $5,000, depending on grade. High grade, MS68, MS70, Denver Mint coins, can bring $10,000 to $50,000 or more. Major error specimens range from $100,000 into the millions. And at the very top, the famous and possibly unique $90 million valuation is attached to a 1998 D error penny that numismatists believe to be one of the rarest Lincoln cents in existence. This coin embodies everything collectors dream about. A modern coin with a fascinating mint error history, a coin still possibly hiding in circulation, waiting to be discovered, and above all, a coin whose story rivals that of legendary rarities like the 1943 copper penny or the 1955 double-die cent SO. Next time you come across a 1998 D penny in your change, don't dismiss it as just another cent. Check the details. Look for that wide AM reverse, search for doubling on Lincoln's face, and always keep an eye out for mint errors. You never know. You could be holding a coin that transforms a single penny into a $90 million fortune. Thank you for joining us on this incredible journey into the story of the 1998 D Liberty 1 cent. If you enjoyed this deep dive into rare coins, make sure to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and hit the bell icon so you never miss out on the next treasure hunt in the world of numismatics. Until next time, keep searching, keep collecting, and maybe the next big discovery will be in your pocket. We dive into the hidden treasures of U.S. coinage and uncover the unbelievable stories behind coins you may have in your pocket right now. Today, we're exploring one of the most fascinating and jaw-dropping stories in the world of rare coins, the 2006 D Liberty 1 cent coin, also known as the Lincoln Memorial Cent, a coin that at face value is just a humble penny, but under the right circumstances has been claimed to be worth as much as $90 million. Yes, you heard that correctly, $90 million for a single 1 cent coin. So, how can a modern penny from 2006 hold such mind-blowing value? Let's break it down step by step by looking at its history, features, rarity, error types, and real auction stories that make this coin so desirable to collectors worldwide. The history of the 2006 D Liberty 1 cent. The 2006 D penny belongs to the Lincoln Memorial Cent series, which ran from 1959 to 2008. Featuring President Abraham Lincoln on the obverse, designed by Victor David Brenner back in 1909, and the Lincoln Memorial on the reverse, designed by Frank Gasparo. By 2006, the coin had already been in circulation for decades as a standard U.S. currency, minted in both Philadelphia, no mint mark, and Denver, marked with a D. The Denver Mint, represented by the D mark just below the date, struck billions of these coins in 2006, so in theory, it's one of the most common pennies in existence. Made primarily of copper-plated zinc, 97.5% zinc, 2.5% copper. Each coin weighs 2.5 grams and measures 19 millimeters across. On the surface, nothing about the 2006 D penny screams rarity. But as with so many stories in numismatics, it's the errors, varieties, and minting anomalies that transform an ordinary penny into a multimillion-dollar prize. Why is the 2006 D Liberty 1 cent valuable? The real value of the 2006 D penny comes down to rarity, condition, and unique mistakes. Coin collectors, also known as numismatists, hunt for coins with flaws because they are unintentional, extremely scarce, and impossible to replicate. These mistakes make them stand out from the billions of identical pennies. Some of the most valuable 2006 D penny error types include double die errors, obverse and reverse where the lettering or design looks doubled due to a die misalignment at off-center strikes. Coins struck outside the center of the blank planchet, leaving part of the design missing. Die breaks/cuts, Raised lumps or missing sections caused by broken dies. Wrong planchet errors. Pennies struck on dime or nickel planchets, creating rare hybrid coins. Clipped planchet errors. Where the penny's edge looks like a piece was bitten off. In pristine condition or with these rare errors, the value skyrockets. In fact, professional grading companies like PCGS and NGC have recorded 2060 cents in MS68 and MS69 red grades selling for thousands of dollars. But in the world of legendary coin collecting, there are claims and stories of unique specimens being valued much higher, up to $90 million, making it one of the most astonishing valuations in U.S. penny history. Famous auction stories and market value over the years. Modern Lincoln Memorial cents have shocked the auction world. Even though billions were minted, certain flawless and error coins fetched jaw-dropping prices. A 2006 D Lincoln cent graded MS 69 red by PCGS once fetched over $5,000 at auction. Coins with dramatic mint errors, like double-struck off-center examples, have sold for tens of thousands of dollars. Private collectors are known to bid extraordinary amounts for unique coins, and this is where the legendary $90 million valuation enters the picture. Some reports claim that a 2006 D-era penny with an extremely rare minting flaw was privately offered in this astronomical range, making it one of the highest valued modern coins ever. Currently, the market value for ordinary circulated 2006 D pennies is just 1 cent. However, in uncirculated mint state condition, they can range from $5 to $500, and with significant errors or unique varieties, values can soar into the thousands or even millions depending on rarity and demand. Why collectors love the 2006 D penny. Collectors are fascinated with the 2006 D penny for several reasons. It comes from the final years of the Lincoln Memorial reverse design before the change to the Lincoln Bicentennial cents in 2009. The Denver Mint has a long history of producing rare error coins that become highly collectible. Modern error coins are popular because they are easy for beginners to search for in circulation, making the hobby more accessible. The mystery and rumors of multimillion-dollar valuations make this coin legendary in collector circles. So, could a simple 2006 D Liberty 1 cent sitting in your change jar really be worth $90 million? While most 2006 D pennies are common and worth face value, those with rare mint errors, pristine condition, or unique varieties can reach staggering amounts at auctions. Whether or not the $90 million figure is universally accepted, what's certain is that the 2006 D penny represents the thrill of coin collecting, the idea that an ordinary coin can hold extraordinary value. If you have a 2006 D penny, take a closer look. You may be holding history, and perhaps even a fortune, right in the palm of your hand. Thank you for watching Numismatics Coins History. If you enjoyed this deep dive into the 2006 D Liberty 1 cent, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more incredible stories of coins worth big money in circulation. And remember, always check your change, because treasure might be hiding where you least expect it.